Last night, Tony Khan's present to Sting was revealed, and it happened to be the Nature Boy, Ric Flair, and Chris Jericho may have hinted the debut of one Bill Goldberg. What does all this mean? We'll find out. Welcome to Crossman Wrestling. So first we'll talk about Ric Flair. Now, I believe Ric Flair has been in AEW before. I believe he was managing Andrade. Please correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that is accurate. So if that is accurate, Ric Flair is back in AEW and he has joined forces with Sting and is now involved in this Christian Cage storyline. I fear that this is going to lead to a tag match or a six-man tag, which will involve Ric Flair. Now, Ric Flair has already wrestled his last match countless of times, and I think he's about to do it again because the poor guy just can't keep away from the ring. I understand it's what he's always known, it's what he lives for, and he never wants to leave. He wants to die in that ring. That is what he wants, and that's what he would be happy with. But people don't want to see this. Ric Flair is in his late 70s. He might even be 80 years old. Ric Flair is very old. And for his own safety, he needs to not wrestle. And I fear that this is the plan. And because of how Tony Khan, I believe Tony Khan will go with this and potentially let Ric Flair wrestle on AEW TV in a tag match or a six-man tag. And I don't think it is the best move, because when Ric Flair had his last match last time with teaming with Andrade, I believe he passed out in the match. I'm not quite sure. I may be mistaken. Please correct me if I'm wrong. But he was close to passing out, or did pass out, and needed to drink lots of water because he's very old and should not be wrestling in a wrestling ring. But if my theory is accurate, Ric Flair needs to be sectioned. He needs something. He needs to be kept away from that ring, and some people close to him need to tell him, bro, keep away from the ring. Please just retire and live your life and be happy. And now moving on to the speculation of Bill Goldberg. Now, Chris Jericho said last night that Powerhouse Hobbs is big, but Chris Jericho has friends that are bigger, and it's about time he decided to call one of those friends. Now, this could be one of two people. The first one is Big Show. Why I don't think it's Big Show is because Big Show already works for AEW, and everyone knows Big Show works for AEW. He's always going to be backstage at AEW doing whatever he does, whether it's producing or something. So that makes me think it's not going to be Big Show. Yes, they did trademark Jerry Show, which was the tag team they did back in 2009, which I was a big fan of. I used to love Jerry Show back when I was a kid. It was great. But I don't think it's Big Show, and it is possibly Bill Goldberg. Now, there is a chance it's not Bill Goldberg either, because as far as I can recall, Chris Jericho and Bill Goldberg are not friends, but it's wrestling, and not everything tends to make sense in wrestling. Now, Bill Goldberg is not signed with WWE. He is not signed to any company. He can debut for AEW next week if he wants to. But again, Bill Goldberg, he's very old. He likes to bust his head open. We saw in the match. If you see Stevie Richards' analysis of Undertaker versus Bill Goldberg is not fit for the ring anymore. He is not. He bashes his head, he gets concussed, and he does moves incorrectly and nearly killed The Undertaker. Now, if it's a way to get Powerhouse Hobbs over and have him squash Goldberg, cool, whatever. But if you're sending Goldberg out there to do a few minutes, or 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, I don't see it going very well. It'll draw ratings. It'll get pay-per-view buys, sure, and that's what AEW needs. But putting all that stock into mid-50s, nearly 60 Bill Goldberg, I'm not a fan of that. I don't think it's a good move. But only time will tell if it is Bill Goldberg, Big Show, or someone we can't even guess. Now, before I end this video, I did post something this morning, which was a picture of a sign saying, "We're closed." Now, I posted this to signify that I was done. I thought, I've had enough. I'm mentally drained with all of this. I'm mentally drained with the lack of views or engagement, and it takes a toll on a person. But I've decided that I shouldn't be so hasty with this. I need to keep going. I've put too much work in to this channel over the last 10 months or so. I need to keep going, and if I quit now, I'm not going to get anywhere. So I deleted it, and I'm not going anywhere right now. I'm going to keep going and keep going until eventually I either go up or in here go down. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.